I've had this bathroom fan here for a little while. This fan, I can't remember where I got it from. I either got it from an auction or got it for free from somewhere, maybe a garage sale. Anyways, I paid hardly any money for it, but I've had it for a long time because I was gonna save it, use it for my bathroom renovation, but I chose to use a different fan. 300 CFM, and this guy is discontinued, but other models, other 300 CFM models, sell for quite a bit at Home Depot and other hardware stores. So I'm trying to decide what I should do with it, and I brought it down here because I was going to sell it on eBay. Now this is a pretty big box, as you can see. It's pretty big. The shipping on this thing would be quite a bit, and as you can see, it's new in box. For whatever reason, someone bought this thing and never used it, and then I got a hold of it somehow. I can't remember. I think it was an auction. It may have been an auction, but anyways. So for me to sell this thing as a new working unit, brand new, on eBay, I would have to lower my price because I saw they're selling comparable models, 300 CFM models, for around $250. So this is a big fan. So I would have to take a hit on that and sell it for maybe, I would say, like $175, and then you would have the shipping on top of that. It would probably be the shipping, maybe around $30, depending on where it's going. If I were to send it to somewhere in my own province here, somewhere in Ontario, for example, for me to send this to Toronto, it'd probably be around $20 for me to ship it there. So you gotta think about all this stuff. So I'm thinking about that, and the other thing is that it's a very large box. I would have to store it on my shelving. That's kind of a pain. And the other thing is that my spidey sense is kind of telling me that the person that would buy this from me may give me a hard time. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about it. Like, I just picture the person getting it and saying it's the wrong size, it won't fit, So I don't really want to have to deal with that stuff. So what I did is I looked up some of the parts for this thing. So it's brand new. So I went onto a website and I printed off this page. These are some of the parts that they sell. Like the grill. So they have all the part numbers for it. So this is Newtone. It's also they also make the brand name Brone. And so yeah, they have the grill here, for example. They're selling it for $13. You look down here, it's the motor. The motor, they're selling a motor for $200. That's US. So I went on to eBay and I found this listing right here. There's the motor. That's Canadian dollars, $228 Canadian. So that was a sold item. This is their listed item right there. I could take the motor out and just have that motor that's very easy, small little item to store on my shelf, very small item to ship. And I'm not going to get any flack from someone saying that's the wrong size or whatever, so the person that's going to buy a motor is going to be much easier to deal with, rather than selling an item like this where someone could easily go to a hardware store and buy it for a little bit more money. Plus, if you go to a hardware store and it doesn't fit, you can easily return it, that sort of thing. So take a look at that, guys. I just wanted to throw that out there. And so what I'm going to do is take this all apart, and I'm going to sell the parts. Kind of just dropped it on the ground, but it's got this nice foam insert, so I don't really have to worry about anything breaking. As I took it out of the box there. So there's the whole unit. There's the grill. And you can sell that for a little bit. Not very much, though. Mounting hardware. Maybe. I'm not sure. I doubt it. I would say that's just scrap. What else do we have in here? Here's the whole unit right there. Pops right out. Probably just sell that. I would just say sell this whole unit. See, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking that selling this whole unit Again, it is pretty heavy, so the shipping for the person would be more money, but the ease of installment for that person that wants to replace the motor, this is going to be very, very good for them. You know, rather than having to disassemble this whole assembly, take the fan wheels off, taking the whole thing apart just to get the motor. There's the motor down there, just to get that motor out. You know, I would much prefer that, and then you just plug it in. So hey, maybe I'll just do that then. So I'll sell this whole assembly as one unit. So someone who has a bad bathroom fan motor, you know, they would be looking at, you know, replacing the whole bathroom fan. That's a pretty big job, you know, because you have to find one that's already cut. This has already been cut into the drywall, and that opening is the same size. So, you know, for them to get a new fan, you know, they would have to find one the exact same size, or they're looking at doing a whole bunch of remodeling just to replace the whole thing. So they would be they would definitely look into something like this. Would definitely appeal to them. So it'd be much easier for them to buy a replacement unit than replacing the whole thing, especially for these higher end fans, these larger fans. And there's the model of that. Well, that's good. I think I'm settled on what I'm going to do with this. I'm just going to sell this whole unit as one piece. I'm even thinking like $200, maybe 200 bucks. Why not? You know, go high and just let it ride. What else do we have in here? Just some screws, and then down in here, there's really not much else in this unit that I would save or sell. So you just have a little junction box there. That's just basic wiring, neutral, ground, and hot wire. Nothing there. Yeah, everything else here is pretty much going to be scrapped, except for this. That's a good piece. I just wanted to give you guys, you know, a different perspective on an item like a bathroom fan, like something like that you find. It's new in box. You know, someone. Let's say if someone had a fan motor that they want to replace, I'm not sure if they would think about, you know, buying a new old stock item and taking the fan motor out to put into their fan. I don't know if they would actually be thinking along those lines. And this is definitely a more expensive one. You might find less expensive fans that aren't really worth doing stuff like this. If you find a less expensive fan, you know, ones that are, I would say, under $100, it may just be worth a while just to sell it as a whole piece. So play it by ear and test out the waters. Don't be afraid to try something new. I did finally sell that motor. It sold on March 14th, and I listed it February 24th. So it did sell $200, $33 for shipping, $233 total. There you go, guys. If you ever get some, if you ever find a new boxed vent system, consider taking it apart and just selling the motor. It's a lot easier to ship. I'm just going to use this box here, and you're selling to a different type of clientele, someone who already has this unit installed, rather than someone who's going to who needs to install a new unit. So I've sold that motor, the fan motor. I sold it a couple days ago. Well, probably more than a couple days. Anyways, I've sold the grill now. I just sold it today, Sunday night right now, and I'm going to be packaging up all my weekend sales, which wasn't very much this week. It wasn't a busy week at all. But anyway, I sold this guy $30, and that's just going local here in Ontario, just going down the road. So let's see how much. $30 and $14.76 for shipping. Just the fan grill. So that's how I write it out. You always want to fill in the title as much as you can. Just give as many details as you can. So I wasn't too sure what else to write, so I just put the dimensions there at the bottom. You know, like the dimensions there. And yeah. So also this is a white grill. So I have a white backdrop, and what I do is I have like a big black piece of paper that I like to use for white objects, and that makes it's magnifique, makes the pictures just pop. That's it, guys. So it's pretty convenient. I sold these two things, just one right after the other, so I'll throw it in, make a little video about this thing, and wrap it up nicely. So yeah, like I said, it may not be you may not think it's the best way to sell something like this, but it definitely worked for me. So I made $230 in total off this one fan. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, comment, like, subscribe. See you in the next video.